Welcome back. In our last study, we saw the great divide John presents, the world rejecting the light, contrasted with the incredible promise that to all who believe and receive Jesus, he gives the right to become children of God. That raises a profound question. How is such a thing even possible? How can created, fallen people be born into the family of the holy, eternal God? The answer lies in the next verse, John 1:14. It is arguably the greatest, most momentous statement ever made. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. Let's break this down. First, the Word became flesh. Up to this point, we've known the Word is eternal. The Word is God, and the Word is the Creator. Now, John explicitly tells us this divine Word took on a human body. God became a man. We have to understand this is the most amazing thing that has ever happened. God invaded time and human history in the person of his Son. This event is bigger than the building of the pyramids, bigger than the abolition of slavery, and bigger than all the medical and scientific advancements combined. This is the miracle of the incarnation. Next, John says, he dwelt among us. This is more significant than it sounds. The literal Greek meaning is that he tabernacled among us. This immediately connects Jesus to the Old Testament tabernacle, the tent where God's glorious presence dwelt among the people of Israel. Now, John says God's presence is dwelling with us again, but this time in human flesh, in the person of Jesus. For this to happen required unimaginable humility. The Apostle Paul tells us in the book of Philippians that Jesus emptied himself to become a man. Philippians 2:7 reads, but emptied himself by taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men. Think about that. The infinite God had to empty himself to become one of us. This was a huge deal. And John, speaking for the disciples, says, we have seen his glory. He's speaking as an eyewitness. They physically saw the glory of God revealed in Jesus. But it was a frightening, unapproachable glory. It was the glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. It was glory you could draw near to, a glory that revealed God's loving character. The Word became flesh. God became a man. He tabernacled among us, revealing a glory that was full of grace and truth. He did this so that we, by believing in him, could be brought back to God and be reborn as his children. This verse is the pivot point of history and the foundation of our hope. This grace and truth that Jesus brought is what sets him apart from everything that came before. In our final study on John's prologue, we will explore this contrast and see how Jesus is the ultimate and final revelation of God the Father.